Okay, Laverne, let's not make any boo-boos today.
Oh, well, Shirley, how are you this morning?
Oh, just fine. We haven't seen each other for so long. I haven't changed in the last day.
Well, you kind of have.
Oh, yes, yes. I think I've gotten prettier.
And more modest. I notice that you're working on your modesty every day.
Oh, yeah, yeah. In fact, I don't know if I ever mentioned anything about my tricky glasses. I've got those glasses now that's supposed to help me see. So when I really get used to them, I'll be able to see just how handsome you men are. But they're great for TV because I can connect them to the TV, but I don't look very glamorous in them. That's why I haven't been wearing them, see? But someday they'll do the job, I hope.
Well, and it's helped you, like you said, enjoy golf on TV and different things.
Right.
And you get to see, we're reading some letters and different
Well, there's not much you can do for macular degeneration, so you have to let people know if there's something coming that helps a little bit.
Right. Well, I'm glad you're trying it, and I think you're doing a good job with practicing on it. So we'll have to do that one demonstration one time on a show.
Well, one thing, I got a call from my son Michael.
Your grandson.
Grandson. Oh yeah. Well,
Yeah.
I'm getting younger all the time. My grandson Michael from Chicago, and he wanted to know if there was a new show, and I said, you better look it up on your computer because there was one. So he was going to look at the one we just did last time, because he laughs just thinking about him.
Well, that's good. Well, how is Mike? We haven't heard about him in a while.
Well, he's our strong, silent type. He could probably be married and have a few kids, and we won't know it until we meet him on the street.
I think he'd tell you something like
Yeah.
that. But he's doing well and is
Doing wonderful, wonderful. And he's as handsome as the other ones.
yeah, he is good looking. I remember him when he was in high school, and he's a year younger than Daniel. And he was always a very happy guy, and it's good to see him
Did
spread
they
his
know
wings.
each other?
Yep. He used to live with Daniel's friend. They had a mutual friend that he lived with while he was in college. So Mike. was
And
in
then we
college.
have to keep up with Daniel, too, I mean.
Yes. Okay. So based on the audience's overwhelming response to our question about how to introduce if you're dating someone, how to introduce them to your parents, and how should they address your parents? A second question came up: is when do you think, Shirley, that is appropriate for the person that is your child is dating to be introduced to you, like right away, 1 month, 5 months?
When it's convenient. I mean, it just so happened when my husband courted me, I was at home with my parents, so you're going to say that he's going to meet him right away. But I don't think until it's really real serious does a kid have to bring their person home all the time to have you meet everybody, because you give them the third degree,
Well, it's different. You're right. Back then, people wouldn't have never thought to go out with somebody until they met the parents. The parents wouldn't have let you go out, don't you think, without meeting the person
You have
you're
to meet the
dating?
guy first for them to meet the parents.
Right, but I mean, the parents would have had to kind of get permission.
That was in the olden days.
Oh, so you don't think it matters? Like
Modern kids are different today. Half of them move away from the parents, but everything works out. I mean, if you got good parents and find a good guy, or vice versa, he finds a good girl,
were you really like that?
You're going to like her.
Were you really like that as a parent? Or see, you're making me look like the fuddy-duddy parent now. You're the one that's older and more old-fashioned, don't you think?
No, I think you are.
Well,
You're not older. That's for sure.
Well,
You do it your way.
Well,
I mean, what makes you comfortable is how you should do it. Maybe your family traditions were different, but our family was always together, and everybody that came over met everybody right away. There was no big thinking about it ahead of time.
I know. I like that. That's what I wanted. I like that. I agree with that. I mean, Daniel the other day
Well, let's
told me.
stage a nice family.
Yeah. Well, Daniel did tell me that in our family, he really has learned it's better to just have them meet me right away and get it over with. At least he's honest.
Good idea, Daniel.
Well, so then we would like to go out to the audience and ask them to respond on our Facebook page what you think is the appropriate time or what your thoughts are about that. We really do enjoy reading your responses, and it kind of makes us ponder our values and kind of learn about what we should look at things a different way. So thanks for all your responses, and we look forward to hearing from you about this question.
And if you have any good gambling hints as to how to be a winner, I'm running low on my money again, so I have to go back to Wind Creek this weekend to see if I can get my pay.
Yeah, you haven't been at work a long time.
No, and I'm running out.
Yeah.
It's a good place to go, guys. I'll tell you, it's a lot of fun.
Well, and they're sponsors of the Wahoos, which is really great. They've been very good to the Wahoos as sponsors.
And speaking of the Wahoos, we have to root for them because they just lost a few games, but they're going to come through because there's some good players.
Well, I'm glad to hear you say that because you were kind of mad the other day that they
Well,
were
you know, I do
losing.
get mad, but then I forgive them.
Right. Well, did they win last night?
But they didn't play.
Oh, did they?
So they're safe.
Oh. So they play tonight?
They're going to play tonight in home. It seems like they do better in home games than they do out. They're still good, and let's face it, it's a league that is giving the kids a boost to go higher up and higher up. So the better they get,
they leave.
the more people get interested in them.
Well, and then they leave because they go to the next level of playing.
You like something, and then you get it taken away from you.
Well, we.
Just like fudgesicles.
I know. Oh, yeah, we're on fudgesicles now. That's bad. They maybe ought to make us a spokesperson for fudgesicles. That look, people of all ages like fudgesicles.
Oh, definitely.
I mean, we should get a film of you at night sneaking into the freezer and getting a fudgesicle like late at night, like 10:30.
Well, I don't want a picture of me because that's why I sneak.
No, but I think they'd find it. They might even give you like a year's supply of fudgesicles. Would you like that?
Well, no. I might eat. It might kill me because I don't have any control.
Well, you do. You only eat one. You don't eat two.
That's what you think.
Yeah, we'll have to see. We'll have to see.
Yeah, right.
I'm gonna have to check the box before I leave and check it in the morning.
Well, anyway, I had an exciting evening last night because Laverne didn't come over, and Dick came over, and we had our date. And she got mad when she called, and I was telling Dick to turn on the music so we could tango.
Well, he enjoys being with you.
Oh,
and having
well,
fun
he's
and-
such a nice man, and
Thank you.
And I think that's very considerate of them to think of me. And
Well, he looks for advice, and because you always stick up for him. So he comes back home, and if I say something to him, he said, well, you know, Shirley said, just like how you say, my mother always said, he throws some things that you say, maybe, to him. And so
I hope you don't tattle everything.
No, I don't know, but maybe that was one of the questions last week when we filmed was, is there anything you want to tell me? Maybe you're trying to hint. Maybe you're, instead of an older guy, you're looking for somebody like Dick.
Well, a cougar, you know, I talked about being a cougar a long time ago.
Well, you wouldn't let me accept numbers. We did get a Facebook response from somebody that said, if you're interested in a good time, call a certain number.
Oh,
But I
that's
deleted it.
tricky now. Don't do that.
Well,
you
no,
know.
it wasn't for me. It was for you.
Yeah.
Well,
Well,
are you
this is all
curious?
ridiculous. I'm too darn old to start running around.
No, you don't have to run around. They'll come to you.
Oh, gee, that's like going to a madam. Oh. Yeah.
Well, anyway, tell me what's coming up for you.
Oh, listen, I'll tell you, I've got the cutest great granddogs.
Olive.
They are
And
probably
Hamilton.
going to get into the movies. In fact, you guys might want to film them sometime. Now we got a bell on the door because they're going to be going ring the bell when they want to go potty. Now that I'm going to have to see myself, but that's what they were being taught last night.
That would be great if they did that.
Mm-hmm.
That'd be really cute.
But they are. Well, you remember we talked about Hamilton and Olive.
We'll have to show a picture next time. We'll show a picture of them next time because they
Yeah.
are so cute, and they seem to really love each other for being,
Oh, they get
stranger
along
dogs.
better than my kids did. sister and brother. Yeah. Well, after all, my son was. My daughter was going on 8 when my son was born, and she didn't want him anyway. She wanted a pony, and she was really disappointed. And I don't think she ever forgave him until he grew up and.
Well, they became very close.
Oh,
too.
yeah.
That
Oh,
was
yeah.
very nice
Yeah.
how he.
Well, he imitated her in her high heels, like she couldn't walk when she got to be a teenager, her first heels, and he's putting them on and going like this, and so you can't blame a girl. And another thing, and she was a little hot-headed anyway, he says the only reason he's got a good voice now is because he was choked so much. He says, Mother, every time you left, she grabbed me by the neck and threw me on the couch. So anyway, they did end up to love each other. And they did all the time too, but if nobody could do anything, if anybody would have wanted to do anything to him, she was tough.
Well, that's good when I think siblings all go through that, but especially when there's that age gap.
Well, my niece was only 4 years different than me, so we were almost like sisters, and I remember protecting her all through school. There was a boy that used to pick on her, and on the way home from school, we lived sort of in the country, there was a block with nobody there, and when he come by and said something to her, I threw him off the sidewalk, laid him down, and took a stick, and I says, if you do that again, watch it.
Were you taller than you are now when you did that?
No, I've always been a shrimp.
Oh.
But he was a brat.
You were a little powerful thing then for a little thing.
Well, didn't you know? Did you ever see James Cagney? He was tough. I
Was he short?
always used to say to the kids, "You want a James Cagney slap?" And because I remember seeing him in the movie. You know how they go down. Trick one.
Oh.
And my father had the best trick because he'd say, "You want to fight?" and then he'd kick you.
That is a good one. Your dad was really kind of funny, wasn't he?
Oh, he was.
did. That was good.
Yeah.
He was not as talkative
Well,
as
now
your
I want to
mother.
hear about your mother in Honolulu. What's she been doing?
I think she's fine. She's I haven't talked to her lately, but I'll probably call her this weekend. I'm going out to see Daniel, and I'm sure that we'll probably talk to her from there. But she lives now in a high-rise, 30th floor over there. She's very active. She does Pilates every day and tries to stay active. But she's only a young 87, so.
Well, I'm sure if she's as active as you are. That's one thing, Laverne, I do give you credit. You are a good mover.
Well, I don't know. I'm
She doesn't know the word walk, run.
Well, you got to keep
But
moving.
you accomplish a lot.
Well, thank you. Well, Shirley, let me ask you. We, Ruth Ann and Frank are coming next week, so when we film next time, we can tell everyone, what we did, and we're going to go ahead and wrap up today's shoot. But I want to ask you, is there any parting words that you have before we finally get to have a little
No,
drink
I always
here?
kind of worry and get nervous, but then the time flies when you're having fun, so I hate to see it end.
It sure does.
So
Well, so
we'll
here's to you.
I'll be seeing you soon, like
Okie
in
doke.
a little while.